IRL Monster Hideall posted a video of her walking up to a house to deliver a DoorDash order and filming the inside, which had a man on his couch, either asleep or pretending to be asleep, with just a hoodie on, no pants, no underwear, cock and balls flapping in the wind. Like I said, she posted this video onto TikTok. It obviously got a lot of traction, and it resulted in her being fired from DoorDash and people being split right down the middle on who is in the wrong here. Now, in the bag.
Gang, whether my door open or not, it's my crib. Like, gang, you saying that I SA'd you because I'm in my crib naked? And, okay, the door's open. Whoop-de-doo. But you DoorDash, you just drop the food off and get it. Like, you see me in there with no clothes on, and you examined, pulled out your phone, record. If anything, I got assaulted. I'm just saying.
Danny on the beat, boy.
I say what's good, YouTube. I say what's good, YouTube. I say what's good, YouTube. It's your boy 3 Stacks. Say what's good, YouTube. It's your boy 3 Stacks. What's good, YouTube? It's time to react. But today we got a video that says the TikTok DoorDash girl situation is insane. So without further ado, matter of fact, let me get out a little backstory. So pretty much, I guess she seen something crazy. I ain't gonna tell you, I ain't gonna spoil it, but something crazy in the video. And we're going to see what that is. So, let's get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today you're going to see me get a little heated. Today we are talking about one of the weirdest, most confusing situations that I think I've ever seen take place on social media, and it's been one of those videos that as I've been recording it, I've been getting progressively more and more angry because I just cannot believe the way that some people operate, the way some people think about things, and it's hard to come to terms with. Guys, social media is a dangerous place, and there's a whole lot of different reasons for that, but I think one of the most prominent ones these days is the fact that everybody has forgotten the golden rule of the internet, and that's that you don't believe everything that you see on it. And I feel like more than ever, that is the most dangerous thing you could possibly forget while trying to use social media or while trying to use the internet. Now, obviously, that's pretty important these days because of how convincing AI can be, but I honestly think that AI is less of an issue compared to people just saying shit, and more importantly, people just believing it. Over the last 6 months, I have seen more baseless claims about people doing things or saying things than I think I have during any other period of my life. If you use Facebook, you've probably seen what I'm talking about. There are dozens of posts on my Facebook feed every single day of some quote that a celebrity never said, some insane political action that a celebrity never did, and they'll all have like 750,000 likes with everybody in the comments section saying, yes, I love this celebrity now, or boo, I hate this celebrity now. It is easier than ever to make people believe what you want them to believe on the internet because nobody fact checks anything anymore, and people literally seem to think if one person on social media says it, that it's gotta be true. And we are currently seeing this effect in full force in a way that I don't think I've ever seen before when it comes to this DoorDash sexual assault situation that I'm sure a lot of you people have heard about recently. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, a few days ago, a TikToker named IRL Monster Hideall posted a video of her walking up to a house to deliver a DoorDash order and filming the inside, which had a man on his couch, either asleep or pretending to be asleep, with just a hoodie on, no pants, no underwear, cock and balls flapping in the wind. Like I said, she posted this video onto TikTok. It obviously got a lot of traction, and it resulted in her being fired from DoorDash and people being split right down the middle on who is in the wrong here. Now, in the bag.
Gang, whether my door open or not, it's my crib. Like, gang, you saying that I SA'd you because I'm in my crib naked? And, okay, the door's open. Whoop-de-doo. But you DoorDash, you just drop the food off and get it. Like, you see me in there with no clothes on, and you examined, pulled out your phone, record. If anything, I got assaulted. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna play the video that started all this, or supposedly the second video that started all this. Now, this is kind of where what I used to introduce this video comes into play. If you go onto Twitter, if you go onto Reddit, if you go onto TikTok, and you look up DoorDash girl, you will see millions, genuinely fucking millions of claims that the video you're seeing in the background is not the original video. That it's somehow this second video that this girl re-uploaded and re-edited to make herself look better. If you go on to TikTok, if you go on to Twitter, if you read any of the discourse around this, you will see millions of claims that the
Ring camera shows her opening the door. So you open the door to see me naked. Lock her up.
original video was her walking up to this guy's front porch, seeing that the door was cracked open, opening it all the way, opening 2 doors even, walking into his house and filming him. And this is the basis a lot of people are using to say this girl was not assaulted, this girl's not the victim. If anything, she's the predator here. Yet somehow, even though apparently millions of people have seen this video, it does not exist anywhere on the internet. Anywhere. I have looked for hours, because when I heard about this situation, this is how it was introduced to me. I was like, how is this girl playing the victim? She walked into a person's house and they happen to be naked. But after looking into it, this video does not exist anywhere because the video does not exist. Period. If you disagree with me, if you think it does exist, find it. If you send it to me, I'll give you $1,000. If you can find this make-believe video of this woman walking up to this guy's house, opening his screen door, opening his main door, walking inside of his house.
My fault. I'm tripping. My fault.
Filming him and then leaving, I'll give you $1,000. Any way you want, just not on Cash App because for some reason they banned me. But I just cannot believe the discourse I'm seeing surrounding this situation. It genuinely blows my mind. I think this is a bit of a situation where nobody is really fully in the right, but for people to be painting this girl as like the perpetrator or the wrongdoer is just wacky. Because if you actually look at what we have, if you ignore all the people on TikTok and Twitter that are just lying because that's what they're doing, all the quote evidence they're presenting.
Not like real rap. Aside from all the jokes and stuff, like, you should not be naked when you're about to receive food. Like, if we're being real, because that means that somebody is coming to your house. Granted, she did not need to look or record him, but at the end of the day, your door shouldn't have been cracked open, whether it was cracked open, wide open, like, though, you know what I'm saying, she didn't need to do all that, but at the end of the day, gang, you still shouldn't be naked. Like, that's indecent. Like, and then that would have just evaded this whole situation.
Is just fake, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But if you look at this situation through the eyes of a real human being and not a person who's had their brain melted by Twitter, this is a pretty damn black and white situation. What we have right now is a video of this man's door being wide open when he knew he was expecting a DoorDash delivery. He also happened to, quote, fall asleep on the one piece of furniture that's visible from the door. The only clothes that he wasn't wearing were the ones that would expose his dick and balls. He had his face covered up by his arm. He was sleeping in pretty much like the only position that really exposes your penis, you know, on your back, legs spread. Yet somehow, people are convincing themselves, even without claiming that this make-believe first video exists, that it is not only plausible, but it's somehow normal behavior that this guy went out of his way to order food to his house, opened his door, went onto his couch, dropped his pants to his ankles, and then fell asleep. I honestly think if this guy was butt naked, maybe the people trying to defend him would have a better argument. But no, this guy was on his couch with his pants around his ankles, which I feel like shows a lot of intent. You know, it's one thing to walk around your own house naked. It's another thing to leave your door wide open and in view of the door, drop your pants to your ankles. I mean, seriously, I just don't get how anybody's seeing this as anything other than an intentional act. This guy wanted this woman to see his dick. People being weird and sexual to their delivery drivers is nothing new. I mean, do you really think it's more likely than a man just deciding to be a creep, that a young woman, and not to sound like I'm fucking Andrew Tate here, but like a young modern woman would walk up to a house that presumably she thinks a man lives inside of and take it upon herself to walk inside, open multiple doors just because the front door was a little cracked? I mean, holy shit, if you believe that, like, have you even ever talked to a woman? And I'm not even saying that as a joke, like, seriously, if you cannot fathom that it's more likely that a man's just being a weirdo than it is that a young woman would take it upon herself to basically break into a man's house, see that he's naked, and then whip out her phone and start filming, holy shit, that is a gold medal in mental gymnastics. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to say that everything this woman did was right. This video should have never never ended up on TikTok. That is a non-negotiable. I think there is a really big issue that people have these days where they want to go to social media first before like any other form of reports, like before going to the police, before going to DoorDash. They're like, okay, let me make sure that TikTok sees this shit. And that is a real big issue, but that doesn't mean that this woman is still not the victim of something. She called it sexual assault. Is it sexual assault by definition? No, it's not. I think a lot of people are using that term against her, which I don't think is all that fair. Her using the wrong term or like a more extreme term does not like immediately invalidate the fact that a crime was committed against her. A lot of people want to say like, oh, well, he was in his own home. That doesn't fucking matter at all. You can't invite somebody to your front door and be butt naked and be like, oh, well, I was in my own home. That's on them. No, it's not. That's like putting up a sign saying trick-or-treaters are welcome on Halloween night and opening your door naked. Intent matters. You cannot invite somebody to your front door, which having somebody deliver food to your front door is definitely doing, and then leave your door wide open with your dick out. At that point, it does not matter.
Okay. Now, what if, like, hypothetically, right? What if, like, you know what I'm saying, the food said like an hour away, right? And cause my food, whenever I order DoorDash, it always take about an hour or some change. So imagine the food like an hour away, right? He like, you know what? Like, let me go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? And so he decided to do that. And after he did it, he just ended up falling asleep. But, nah, never mind. I don't think that worked because his door was still cracked. Yeah, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Either way, bro, he was tripping. Like, all jokes aside, like, aside from what I said in the beginning, like, that was jokes. But real rap, like, he was tripping, gang. Like, he was really tripping. At the same time, the only thing I think she really did bad was if the door was closed and her opening it, that's OD. But if that's not true, then the only thing that she really did wrong was record and then to say it was sexual assault because, you know, people like to do details and run with it, so.
Matter where you are. But all that is really like an argument against people who think that it went down the way this lady is saying it did. And if you believe her story, yet you still think she was in the wrong and this guy did nothing bad, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, yes, there are criticisms to be made on both sides here, but the guy who whipped out his dick to try to get a girl to see his penis when she delivered his food is definitely the one who deserves more of it. If you can't rationalize that, then you might just be a lost cause. Probably not as big of a lost cause as the people spreading this bullshit about how there was this like secret first video are though. Like I said earlier, I'm going to go through some of this evidence that people are presenting because it's just insane. If you've been following this or looking into this, you've probably seen a screenshot that looks like this, which a lot of people are using as quote evidence to show, look, the door was just.
That's the text right there, right? So it looks like they just cropped the other video.
Cracked, she had to have pushed it open. If you look at this screenshot and that is the conclusion you come to, I'm sorry to tell you this, I don't like using this word, but you're stupid. You're a dumbass. You can literally see on the left the clean line that cuts this caption off because this is just a cropped picture. A cropped picture made to look like the door was cracked when it wasn't. Why is the caption cropped if this is...
So you're telling me people really want her to be wrong this bad? Jeez.
From an original video. Why is the caption cropped if this is just a normal screenshot? It's not. It's edited. The door was never cracked and there's no evidence of the door ever being cracked. There's no evidence of the door being anything but wide open. There's also this story circulating that this guy has provided Ring doorbell footage to the police that shows that this girl opened the door. Yeah, where is there a Ring doorbell in this frame? Can you find me a Ring doorbell anywhere on this property? I've seen dozens of comments saying this guy was just drunk. How the fuck do you know that? Who is this guy? What's his name? How do you know anything about his situation? Again, if you can find me any of this evidence, if you can find me the original video of her pushing open the door, if you can find me this Ring doorbell footage that's been provided to the police that you somehow know about, if you can find a video of this guy saying, this is me, I can prove it, look, I was so drunk, this was a huge mistake, I will give you $1,000. But my wallet will be safe because it does not exist and you are making shit up. Never in my entire life have I ever seen anything on social media balloon into something like this, where you have millions of people just lying to lie. Lying just to try and disprove somebody for what? Is it just spite? Do you just hate women? Do you just not think stuff like this happens? The fact that people are sitting here trying to convince themselves that these make-believe things happen that they have not seen with their own eyes, because I know they haven't because these videos don't exist. Otherwise, somebody would have one of them, and just ignoring all the videos we do have is insane. Like, look, don't get me wrong, I understand that we are living in a time where people do lie about stuff like this. That does happen, and that obviously is a huge problem, but I would argue that a bigger problem we have these days is not that people want to be a victim or lie about being a victim, it's that people hear about somebody becoming a victim or being a victim, and their first instinct is to do everything they possibly can to try and disprove that. Going as far as making shit up just to make it sound like it didn't happen. I mean, seriously, go onto TikTok, go onto Twitter, go onto Reddit, read the comments about this, and you will feel like you're losing your fucking mind. All these people, these millions of fucking people who've apparently seen these videos, they've seen this girl saying, I opened the door as wide as I could and I walked in there, I stood over him. I was trying to get a close-up of his nose hairs. And they're like, okay, do you have that clip? And they're like, no, it got taken down. It doesn't exist anymore. Every single other clip involving this exists. All the ones that make this girl look like the victim exist, but no, all the other ones, they're gone. They've been wiped off the internet somehow, even though millions of people saw them, and presumably thousands of people would have saved them or downloaded them, because that's like what you do, right? In today's outraged culture, if you see a video of a DoorDasher walking into a person's house, filming them naked, and then playing the victim, that video is getting saved by every other person who sees it. Saying anything else is complete fucking bullshit. So this idea that they're just all gone, they've all been wiped off the internet, they'll never be recovered, it's like, holy fucking shit, do you hear yourself? You might ask me, August, do you hear yourself? You sound kind of heated, and yeah, I kind of am. I'm tired of people being so fucking unbelievably stupid. It's tiring. Social media illiteracy is at an all-time low. I could have went to a furniture store and bought a gray couch and been like, guys, you won't believe it, that was me in that TikTok. I had a really long day at work that day, I got into the bottle a little bit too heavily, and I just passed out. I like to sleep with my pants around my ankles, don't ask. And you know what? That order wasn't even for me. It was for my neighbor, and she looked into my door, she kicked it open, she fucking battering rammed it down because she could sense my dick was out. God forbid a man like to sleep with the door cracked so he can feel the wind tickle his balls. And she used that as an excuse to violate me. Put on a few fake tears, I could have convinced millions of you idiots that I was actually that guy, and you would have believed it with no proof. And I'm sick and tired of it. People are too fucking stupid to be allowed on the internet these days. Again, should this video have ended up on the internet? Absolutely not. Never. She should have taken this straight to the police. This is not something that should have ended up on TikTok. And for that, this girl deserved to be fired from DoorDash. I do believe that. I do agree with that. I don't think it was wrong for DoorDash to fire her. But to think that this is all just some crazy fucking ploy by this girl where she broke into this guy's house, it's like, come on. The proof is in front of you. You need to ask yourself, why are you trying to fight so hard against that? You might want to look inward. Well, guys, what are your thoughts?
But I ain't gonna lie, this whole situation is so dumb. Like stuff like this is like, it's like one of those things where it's like both, like, his, first off, bro's a weirdo. Like, if we're being real, bro's a weirdo, and he shouldn't have even been naked in the first place, whether he was expecting food or not. I mean, if you ever think company is coming to your house, you should never be naked, because if you have to get up and open it, like, that's odd. Granted, like, she shouldn't have recorded. He was for sure out of pocket, and I understand why she got fired from her job, but we should really do some looking into bro, because that might not be the first incident. That might just be the first incident documented. But it's your boy 3 Stacks. You know I'm gonna keep it 3,000. I ain't gonna lie, I was trolling like heavy at the beginning, but I actually had to like in like with the logistics and like the logical aspect of it. So forgive me. But like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. And on to the next one. Peace.
I got big packs coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out to save. I got Lil Max with me, he the way. It's a big gap between us in the game. In the next life, I'm trying to stay paid.